Hello and welcome to Reviews. As always, I'm Plume Noir and I'm trying to figure out how I would open this video. I mean, do I talk about this book being a mess? No, I probably said that in the previous 10 videos. Um, Chelsea Cain is probably losing her mind. No, I've talked about that. The fact that this book isn't selling and that she's losing money. No, I've mentioned that before. Oh, so I'm just going to go right in and say that this is issue 11 of Maneaters. I opted for the, I guess it's blood red cover. Um, I guess it looks like there's something on here. I can't quite tell what's in the corners. The other cover was a bathroom floor tile, but they still did the thing of having the image logo being a tampon, which, why? Why, why would you drag image down with you on that one? You know, it would be funny if this book switched to another company, like, let's just say Boom, and she was publishing it through there and did like a tampon that looked like that logo. But, uh, yeah, that's another One World, One Water, Extra Pure. So this is apparently the final issue of Maneaters. Chelsea Cain's Twitter account is still deleted after she pissed off the trans community. Um, and so I can't really hear it from the horse's mouth per se. She did say that she wanted to go to 12 issues, but the way she was going previously was, issue 4, issue 8 were the kind of in-world magazines and books, not really part of the story. So you're really looking at now a total of 9 issues, including this one, issue 11, where that actually tells the narrative. Now, you could do a lot with that, right? And 9 issues, that's you could do a fair amount. Used to do 3 books, 3-issue story arcs all the time, and then a 6 issue. And so, but this is one continuous story, apparently. This book, this issue, I kind of want to give the benefit of the doubt. Chelsea Cain has said, she said on Twitter, I think I screen capped those and put them in a different video, that this book was not selling. She was not making money. She was, in fact, losing money on this book. And I want to make sure that's pointed out because I will circle back around to that at the end. But, so you figure, okay, she has to wrap up her story soon, right? She has to wrap it up early. We've seen this in a lot of books, TV shows as well, where, they get canceled or they're going to end suddenly and they have to resolve all the plot lines and bring the story to a satisfactory close. Well, we knew that was not going to happen, and which is what brought me around to kind of the theme of this, is that Chelsea Cain does not care about the story. I have no doubt that she could write, but she is one of those people that puts her message in the forefront and tries to have the story support that. And that never works. You can have a story based the other way around, but you can't just... I realized this, I shouldn't say I found it out, I realized this when I opened up the very first page, and the inside panel is a product safety recall. Astro Yum vitamin gummies for boys. Some customers have choked to death while consuming this product. Others have reported significant head and neck injuries. Be aware that the green Astro Yum gummies do contain trace amounts of arsenic, arsenic, and may irritate arsenic-sensitive individuals. So she's just arsenic. Isn't everyone arsenic, sensitive? Granted, there are traces of arsenic in a lot of things we eat, but yeah, this one is targeted right for boys. Yeah, we get it. You hate. She's married. You know that? How is she married? So at the end of the last issue, we had that weird thing where Maud went to ruminations, and then she actually went, I think, in the issue before, but then they all escaped in giant girl-shaped zeppelins. Yeah. Okay, fine. And this is going on, I guess, at various ruminations locations. And ruminations is that kind of Betty Ford clinic for the werepanther um, affliction, I guess you could say. Um, and so this is happening like all over the world as girls are being rescued simultaneously. And so you see, Tokyo, Kabul, LA, blah, blah, blah. And they have all the corgis. And I got to give them credit on this. We haven't seen these people since like the first or second issue. It's the team members of SCAT. So apparently, SCAT has been a cover operation as they're going to rescue all the girls from all the ruminations. So think of it like X Factor. When the comic book X Factor first started, and it was the original X-Men, and they were pretending to be mutant hunters in order to find mutants, and then they captured them and saved the public. But in actuality, they were taking them and training them, and it was kind of a bad idea when you think about it. But think of it that they're doing this, hunting down the werepanthers, and we see all the corgis, and yeah, the name of the Zeppelin they're in is Spuffy. Oh God! And the book tries to be so random, and yeah, they rescue these girls, and they say, we're going to need everyone to get into costume. Also, the corgis need to be cuddled. Oh, so random. See? And yeah, Maud gets called up to the bridge of the Zeppelin. No comment. That's about all I can get. Um, one thing is, we got this for this page here. That's just this. I don't know if this is some type of weird printing error, why this is done, because if you go to the very last page, it's a continuation of the inside cover. What? She's just trying to fill pages now. I'm gonna have to skip a few pages. I gotta show this because it's more final issue, wrapping everything up. Let's just have a diagram of the dirigible. And you know what? I don't even care anymore. I'm not even going to read everything on this because I got to, where's it at? Navigation bridge, girder. Somewhere on here, there's a holodeck. They actually say there's, oh yeah, there it is, the top of the head. Holodeck. Some weird, you know what? If the X-Men can have the Danger Room, fine, SCAT, whatever they call it. They can have their holodeck inside their girl Zeppelin, and not even trying over here. Just apparently that's a corgi room, bathroom, bed, tampon room, chocolate, sweets room, and yeah, whatever. Whatever. Who's funding all this? Who's building all this? That's what I want to know. So I'm going to skip a few pages here. Just kind of slide over to here because stupid scene of the parents, Maud's parents, flying the Zeppelin. And Maud comes up and then the Zeppelin crashes. Yeah, there's no fallout of that by any means. It's just the Zeppelin crashes. They drive it into the Hollywood sign. Yeah. It's nice that came out on 9/11. Yeah, in fact, I'm just going to show that page. I'm going to show that panel. Okay, granted, it's not the same as a building or anything, but I don't know what symbolism that's supposed to be. Ads don't even care. And then she decides to do a plot recap by Kevin. And we see Kevin in the middle. And if you actually go through this, it does kind of make sense. The problem is, why would you do a plot recap on your final issue when you have all these empty pages when you could have just put some text in? I would have given you crap for the text. I'll be honest on that. But why would you make it so obtuse like this? When your book isn't selling, maybe the final issue would get a final resurgence, or maybe, oh no, wait, you're not on Twitter anymore, so you can't get the Twitter people that say they love your book to read it. Why would you waste time on this that doesn't make any sense? So yeah, you got Maud down here, of course, her pussy hat, and that blood spot supposed to be a period, and oh, she's blooming. Okay, the water leads to werepanthers, although if you drink the water, it's supposed to not make you turn into a panther. That's a little too small for me to read here which type of water that is. Kevin, and then what was her name? Sophie E. And yeah, you see, trace the path through that. Maud's mom, tampon one. So yeah, if you actually follow this through, there's their plan with the, faking them all getting their periods at once. Not sure what the Corgi and the Fabergé egg thing means. I somehow missed that. And just another panther, the dad, and yeah. It actually overall makes sense, but it's not really a plot recap. It's just a bunch of characters interconnected, and this is stupid. It's really effing dumb. So yeah, they even though he crashed the Zeppelin, they're back up. Oh, I don't want to show this page, but this is actually kind of an important page. Of course, looks it's a cat. What we're going to find out in this book is the source of the patriarchy. Yeah, see, in Chelsea Cain's small mind, the feminists always blame the patriarchy. It's that boogeyman. You see, it's a good enemy because it's not something tangible. It's not something you can narrow down. It's not that you can say, "Yep, this person is part of the patriarchy. Yep, you can get him." And this CEO over here, he's on these 3 boards. Yeah, he's also the patriarchy. No, it's not like that. It's an overall amorphous cloud that just surrounds everything. It could be whatever they want. It's the perfect boogeyman because they can never defeat their enemy. Their enemy is always there because it doesn't exist. Okay? You could just say, "Oh, I got a paper cut. Patriarchy. Man invented books." Okay, I know, I'm getting a little bit off topic here. But this is kind of interesting because we do find that the guy who runs Ruminations is actually the head of Estropure. And this is a graph of all the company holdings, secret owner, and basically all the villainous pies he has his fingers in. And down here we have their all the clinics worldwide. So this would be something that would be kind of interesting if it was released earlier in the series. See, there's been no build-up to this. In fact, we even saw the beginnings of the first Ruminations when it was just out of a house and it seemed to be just a bunch of guys. So that this reveal makes no sense. It doesn't fit into her own universe because we've already seen how Ruminations started. See, that's what I mean. It doesn't matter. The storytelling does not matter. So here he is. He's trying to flee to Mexico. Why? Because there was a big breakout of the girl dirigibles. If he is truly as powerful as they say he is, then why is he fleeing on a motorcycle? Wouldn't he be able to afford, I don't know, guards, shelter, some type of protected property in a gated community off the West Coast? God. So, thankfully, his motorcycle just blows a tire. By the way, motorcycle tires, when you're going that fast, they don't just pop and go thunk, thunk, thunk. Looks like he blew both motorcycles. So maybe he did run over something in the road that they laid out. But, I've blown tires on motorcycles. They don't just go pop, thump, thump, thump when you're riding like that. That's not... Chelsea, you don't know about motorcycles. Anyway. So then we get the whole Weema Web. Is that trademarked? Because I would love to report her at this point. That's got to be some type of... okay, it wouldn't be trademarked technically. It'd be copyright because it's a song lyric. And since it's made up for the song and they use it throughout the whole thing, I'm pretty sure she's violating copyright on this. So let's take away the money she didn't have. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. So... Later, on board airship Spuffy, yeah, they just find him, know who he is, and he just ends up on Spuffy. And my dad is a detective. Remember that? Here he is, dressed all like Miami Vice, you know. Yeah, see, actually, I did remember he's a detective. He's a homicide detective. I've been bringing that up almost every issue because you didn't seem to remember that, but I did. So, it's a stupid effing questioning thing. I don't even want to go through it. So basically, it's Tampon Woman, which is Maud's mom. Now, at first, I thought they were playing in costumes, but I'm looking at this going, no, how is her arms and legs fitting in that? And you see this, and basically, here's the info dump of the Scooby Doo ending, where if it weren't for you meddling kids, he killed his partners that were in ruminations that went and started an Etsy page and wanted to sell other things. It's really, really dumb. Remember how this book started? This book started about when girls get their periods, they risk turning into a panther because of toxoplasmosis X. Remember that? Yeah, that's not brought up in this issue at all. No, now it's just full on this guy. This patriarchy. This guy's the patriarchy, which is hilarious that he looks so much like your typical male feminist. I guess I gotta give Chelsea props on that one. If I can give her a point, I always say, to the rad femmes, if you ever overtake everything, put the male feminists against the wall first. Because trust me, these are the ones you don't trust. The rest of us, we just want to play Vidya and just go about our lives. These are the ones you gotta keep your eye on. So, yeah. And then, as they're interrogating them, zombies come in. Yeah. And this is, the representation of, the people he's killed personally and made look like werepanther attacks. But it turns out, it's not really zombies. It's actually Lucy. Now, and we cut back and we see that, Maud's mom is not in tampon woman costume. Although the dad's still dressed like, why am I blanking on the character name from Miami Vice? Don Johnson's character. I'm blanking on his name. Still dressed like that. Why was he hallucinating that in the first place? They do talk about how the ingredients in the estropop could cause hallucinations. But is he drinking that? Why would he be drinking something that causes hallucinations? Why? This whole part, they just want to make it visually interesting. And so, yeah, he's caught, and you can't stop it. You can't unspoil the world's belief system. The genie's out of the bottle. Who said anything about the whole world? Okay, so this is pretty much kind of where that plot ends. Now it's kind of like the epilogue, where Maud and Kevin go back to school. Lucy starts the International Third Grade Feminist Alliance. My mother says that people get attached to old stories, and the best way to make progress is to tell new ones. Were werepanthers a delusion or a metaphor? Actually, they were neither. No, they were a real thing in the universe. We saw that in the earlier issues. Remember how Maud's eyes became cat-like? Yeah. So it was neither a delusion or metaphor. So, and then she says, my mother says that my dad shouldn't think too hard about it because it will make him tired. That's just, the poor dad in this book is just shit on constantly. Also, I'm not supposed to mention my powers to him, at least not until I'm able to control them. Your powers? You mean your delusional, metaphoric powers? You mean the powers you really have to turn into a cat? And that's one of the things that they said is that The Werepanther attacks, you maul people, you kill people. No one's been shown to control them. Okay, yeah, Maud's mom's eye turned into a cat, I think, too. Um, so we're basing this whole thing on a left field. It starts out with this whole thing doesn't make sense. Toxic plasmosis X, it's mutated into that, turns girls into werepanthers. So, this dude, male feminist dude, starts his company that sells estropure that helps control that, so women don't get periods. Technology we already have in this world, by the way. We already have birth control. We already have IUDs that inject hormones that stop this from happening. But there's a need because people are getting killed, people are getting mauled, and then he starts ruminations to help women. Um, you know, okay, we do see ruminations as pretty much a concentration camp. They make no. I'm not even going to defend that, but it actually looks like he was taking advantage of the system to help people and make some money in the first place. Capitalism, yay! Oh wait, these people don't like capitalism. Oh, I got ink on my hand. See it? She was using the dry erase board earlier. Got some ink on my hand. So yeah, and then we get to the last page where we have the dirigible flying overhead. Sometimes they even take the Zeppelin for a spin, talking about her parents. And then you see them dropping open feminine hygiene products. Tampons, maxi pads. That's a condom. That's an open condom that they're just dropping on the street for people. What is going on here? And then we see her wink, and of course the famous "Ask me about my feminist agenda." It's funny. It's funny how you can be so smug in failure. I can't help but think. A lot of these people talk about Trump, and they say, "Oh, people talk about, well, he's a great businessman, but he's declared bankruptcy so many times." Ha ha ha. Well, isn't this the same thing? This book is not selling. This book, she complained that she was losing money on it, but she still is smug like this. She's still smug. I can't get over this. And it's just art. And another thing about the Zeppelin's public warning, and like I showed you this already. This book is trash. It went from point A, and then how did it get to here? How it did it almost changed genres. And that's what I mean before when I say that Chelsea cannot tell this story. I can't even say that she was trying to wrap things up really quickly because this whole thing doesn't make sense. She basically named the patriarchy, found out, yeah, it was this guy. This guy's controlling everything. Don't you think they'd be able to take that information to news outlets? Oh, wait, the patriarchy's too deep. They won't let that get out. We'll just have Zeppelins flying around the world? So what's going on with the other Werepanther attacks? What happened? People have died. And of course they make it sound like, oh, well, he set it up, those murders, to look like Werepanther attacks. But they weren't the only ones. Anyway, good riddance. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm going to kind of miss this book. Reading this book was kind of like watching an old bad movie on Svengoolie. And, thinking, oh my god, how did they get away with this? This is so bad. You can see the strings and not, no pun intended, see the strings, but holy crap. Chelsea. At least you did not offend the trans community. I don't think you had any of your other supporters or comrades in arms. I don't think you alienated any of them, so that's a good sign. Good on you. Good job, Chelsea. Unfortunately, this book is crap. It sucks, and it's a bad conclusion. And I said this so many times. The premise, actually interesting. It's like Cat People, the movie Cat People. You can do stuff with this. You can even make it a good allegory for, I could see where Chelsea was going with that. And then it just got weird. It's just, Chelsea doesn't care. She just wanted to get to this page where she can, have her Maud character, wink with that shirt. Huh? See? Huh? Huh? Look at that. Who's on top now? Huh? Who's on top? You're not. No. You got chased off Twitter. You lost money on this book. You have no reason to be this smug. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to be catching up on more videos here. Got to work a double tomorrow, so I might even do a video from the lab. So stay tuned for that. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.